Alrighty, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello. Sorry for a few minutes late start. There's like 5 minutes late start. I was in the bathroom. Woo! Sometimes you have a morning coffee, it runs right through you. Anyway, good morning, everyone. How you doing? Today is Friday, the 21st of August, 2020. It's a pretty good streaming day, especially if you're into action. If you're into action and fun, and not RPGs. Yesterday was RPG day. Yesterday we had our overload of RPGs with Paper Mario, the Origami King, as well as Fire Emblem. And by the way, not that I'm talking junk about RPGs. I love RPGs. I love playing them. I love interacting with you guys while I play them. Yesterday was great. In fact, I think that Paper Mario stream was one of my better streams in the past few weeks. I actually had a lot of fun with that. And actually getting able to get good progress. Finished up the entirety, of World 3. Was really good. I'll be playing more of that Sunday night. For those who like the Paper Mario stream. More of that coming Sunday night. And I'm strongly considering doing another major Paper Mario stream next week. Since this one went down so well. Okay? So anyway, that was yesterday. Now it's today. And today we are going action. It's time for action-based games. First of all, Nier Automata. My B run continuing. And the good news here is, for those who've been enjoying the playthrough and wanted advancement of the plot in a major way, we're going to get it today because I've done pretty much all of the meaningful side content from what I'm being told. There's one more mission where I could trade in photographs that I've gotten, but outside of that, you know, everything else just seems to kind of be not as important. Let's put it that way. So, I think we've done most of the side missions that were meaningful. I really like the one with Emil that we did last time. A character from previous Nier games, apparently, who kind of gave some background to what happened between the alien invasion and the humans and everything. Although we still don't know what happened to the humans. It's the ongoing question of the game. I'm hoping we will maybe get some answers for that today. Okay? So we're going to be focusing in mostly on the story elements of the game and trying to advance it. I've actually been told that if I basically just focus in on the story today, I might beat the B-side run and get to see some really cool stuff in regards to new plot developments. And that means that next time we play, we'll be starting up the C. Okay, the C run. All right, good stuff. So that's today's main gameplay stream. I hope you guys will relax and enjoy and just chill with me. Later tonight, it's going to be Street Fighter. And there will be no chill during Street Fighter. As usual, it's usually a late-night slugfest where I play two plus hours of old-school throwback Street Fighter stuff. And it's usually a good time, although there's a lot of lag and a lot of issues with the collection. It's really the only way that I can get my hands on old-school Street Fighter, gameplay on a console. So that should be fun. That's later tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I hope you guys will join me for that. Okay? And then tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, as long as everything goes according to plan today and we hit the tips goal for both streams today and the Vest Streak continues, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, it is the 250 Vest Streak Festival celebration. Pretty damned awesome, isn't it? Now, here's the deal. During this celebration, we're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. We're going to do some Q&A with you guys, open Q&A, just talking with you for a while. There's going to be a live episode of DSP Tries It that's going to take place. All right. There's going to be Fall Guys gameplay, because you guys love Fall Guys. That's going to be a big chunk of it. And then, of course, there will be a live stream reveal. All right. So, pretty cool stuff coming up tomorrow. Special stream to celebrate 250 straight streams of hitting the tips goal and having the Vest Streak continue. As crazy as that sounds. That will officially be 5 months tomorrow. Holy shit, right? That's awesome. Now, this is your last chance. Today is your last chance to give me suggestions of what you would like to see me do for DSP Tries It. Right now, 2 of the suggestions that I'm very strongly considering are the tiny tacos from Jack in the Box or the brand new barbecue style chicken sandwich from Wendy's. They have 3 different varieties. They have a grilled, a home style, and a spicy. So I actually have some stuff to choose from there if I end up getting that. So those are my two considerations for right now. The third was going to be the grilled cheese taco at Taco Bell, but they don't have it anymore. They got rid of it. So those are the two options. Unless you guys have other good suggestions, I can tell you right now, one thing that's completely off the table is drinks. Because I did 2 different drink DSP Tries-Its over the last few months, and both were duds. First, it was that s'mores Frappuccino from Starbucks, and then it was the Frosty Chino from Wendy's, both of which were terrible and not even good episodes of DSP Tries-It. Okay? So, those are the 2 options for tomorrow's DSP Tries-It. So far, unless you guys come up with a better suggestion today, I'm all ears. Okay? Tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'm doing something very different. Something that I don't think I've really ever done, besides maybe once or twice with certain games. I'm going back to Ghost of Tsushima, which I've already completed. I already beat it earlier this week. We're doing a platinum run late night stream. Okay? What does that mean? It means that I liked the game so much that I'm going back to it for a late night stream to try to get the platinum trophy. We've got 4 more Mongol camps to take care of. I think there's like 4 or 5 fox dens to find. There's a few more areas we need to find to bow to, because I think you need to bow to 10 areas. And in addition to that, a few other odds and ends. If time permits and I end up beating all that stuff very quickly, then I would not be against reviewing the game. But at the same time, I don't want to promise that because I don't know how long it's going to take for us to do this final stuff. And very well might take the whole night stream. Okay? So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but I'm excited for that. It's going to be a very good day tomorrow. A positive celebration, on the first stream. And then a platinum run on the second, which I almost never do. Right? I think, in fact, going back, I remember specifically, was it Arkham City or Arkham Knight? There was one Batman game I liked so much that I actually wanted to specifically go back to do more side content for it. I definitely remember doing that. But it's rare when I do this. So pretty neat. Okay? Good stuff tomorrow. Then we go back to regularly scheduled gameplay on Sunday, where it'll be more Nier Automata, and whether we'll be still finishing up the B run or going into the C run on Sunday, I don't know, but we'll see. And then Sunday night will be more Paper Mario the Origami King, where it looks like we'll be heading into World 4, which I'm excited for. I don't know what World 4 is going to be. It's likely maybe be going back to that ocean area. Okay? And then Monday is up in the air for now. Okay? There's a couple things I'm considering for Monday. The first is doing a run of Batman Arkham City Remastered, because this is a game that you guys asked for in the recent Viewer's Choice poll. It came in 3rd place. Right now, we're playing Nier Automata, which came in 2nd. Divinity Original Sin 2, which won the poll, will be happening once I finish Fire Emblem later this year. So, it's a strong consideration. I've wanted to go back and play Arkham City again. It's my favorite game in the Arkham trilogy, and I think a lot of people really like it and would like to see me go back and play it. In addition, supposedly, there's supposed to be an announcement over this weekend of a new Batman game, which I'm excited for. I'm curious to see what this is going to be. Okay? So that's a possibility. Or we could do more smaller indie-style stuff. One consideration now would be the Samurai Jack game came out today, and the reviews are kind of mixed, but mostly leaning towards the positive, saying that's a pretty solid retro-style platformer action game. Admittedly, I'd probably enjoy the game more if I knew what Samurai Jack was, but I never watched the show. So because of that, I wouldn't really understand any of the references or whatever. So there you go. We'll see. But those are kind of my 2 considerations for what I'm going to be starting on Monday. So please give me your feedback on what you would like to see. Okay? And we'll go from there. All right? Now, next week will be a balance between Nier Automata C run, and of course, there's also D and E runs, but we're going to be working on that. We're going to be balancing that with whatever I choose to start on Monday. In addition, I'm probably going to try to do another major Paper Mario stream next week, since we made such good progress on the one yesterday. It just makes sense to kind of do that again. I'm going to try to do more Fall Guys next week as well, since you guys seem to really like Fall Guys and it's going well. I see no reason to stop playing it at this point, okay? Okay, we'll see. So that's kind of the plan for next week. All right. Now, once we hit September, now we got new releases with Avengers and Tony Hawk, and that's going to be pretty exciting. But, we still got a couple weeks before we hit those new releases. So I mean, like, this next week to 2 weeks is going to be pretty interesting. and pretty fun, honestly. I'm having a lot of fun doing all the stuff that I've been doing. I hope you guys are having fun too. Okay, a couple of updates, some positive, some negative, but let's go through it. Subs are way down. We're down to 707 subs, but the good news here is, thank goodness we hit the monthly goal last week, because I knew there was going to be a sub bomb that was going to dip, and basically it was a month ago when I started playing Ghost of Tsushima. Within those first couple of days of playing the game, a lot of people subscribed, and there were also a lot of gifted subs. And all those subs have expired now. Okay? So, it's okay. It's okay that we're down to 700 subs. I know we were over 800, and within like 2-3 days here, we've lost like 150 subs. It's to be expected. That was a lot of gifted subs last month, and they've all expired. That's okay. Don't freak out. We already hit the monthly goal and everything. Okay? However, you may have noticed that one of your gifted subs has expired. Okay, so if that's the case, you might want to resub. Okay, if you want to support the channel, maybe you want to gift a subscription to somebody who you like. Okay, just a few suggestions. You guys know the benefits of subbing. You get over 40 emotes, which you don't get with most other channels. Here you get over 40 emotes, plus many other benefits. Okay, there will be a subscriber goal for September. It's going to be Halloween related. That's right. It's going to be basically working towards the Halloween month festivities. So we'll see what happens with that, but we'll talk about that next month. We still got a couple weeks, okay? Speaking of which, speaking of hitting the monthly goal, please continue to vote on the type of gaming marathon that you would like to see. The polling is still active and will be for the entirety of this coming weekend. So it will still give you ample opportunity to, vote on that poll. Please, you can do it 2 different ways. Type !marathon into the stream chat, or you can just wait every 20 minutes or so. A new thing will pop up that you can click on in the chat to bring you there. Please vote. The more votes, the better. From what I'm going to understand, it's less than 10 votes determining the winner right now. The 3 marathon types are Indies Marathon, Classic Mario Marathon, or Rage-Inducing Games. And this marathon will take place sometime in September. All right? Now, the poll will keep going over the weekend. Probably early next week, I'll close it off. And then basically what I will do is see what the results are. I got to look for fraudulent votes and stuff, which luckily last time we did a poll there were none, so I'm hoping for the same here. And then if it's a marathon that's been chosen where it's a variety of games, like for example, if you picked an Indies Marathon or a Rage-Inducing Marathon, you guys are going to have opportunity to nominate games, and I'm going to review those nominations and pick the ones that I feel are the best for the event. So I'm excited for that, and I hope you guys are excited too. Okay? Good stuff. Sadly, we got some bad stuff. More effing chargebacks. More. So I'm seeing a pattern, and here's what it is. Okay? It was about a month ago. All that bullshit was going on. Right? With the false DMCA claims against my channel. And people were coming and rallying and supporting the streams. And there was a period of about 2 to 3 days, okay, where I had a ton of tips that came in, and some of them were just blatantly fake. Like, remember the day when someone came in here and did like $1,500 of tips, $1,000 tip and like $500 tips? It was obviously fake. It was very obviously not real. So I immediately I refunded all of those transactions to make sure that those would not hit me later on and screw me over. Okay? But, sadly, there was a bunch more, and what I think it was is the person said, oh, I'm going to try to hide undercover, and these were transactions that were as small as $20, and I think the biggest one was like $66 or something like that, and there's various transactions over the course of 2-3 days where this happened, and now that I'm getting all these effing chargebacks, I'm realizing this was probably more than likely the same guy. I think what it was this guy realized that if he kept switching names and switching accounts, I wouldn't get wind of what he was doing. Okay, and it's true. Like, there's no real way to tell until after the fact if it's the same person doing it over and over, okay? So this guy basically screwed me over in regards to this, like 2-3 days where every day he was doing like a $20 tip, a $50 tip, a $20 tip. Now the good news is those days were some of those days when during the whole DMCA takedown nonsense, I was getting excessive tips anyway. Like I was getting upwards and above the tips goal every day. So it's not like, oh, in reality, Phil's vest streak ended a month ago because these were all fake tips that he was counting. That's actually not the case. These were days when we already had exceeded the goal, and therefore it's not like that had happened. The problem is there was no way to tell that these were going to be some asshole trying to commit fraud. Now the good news here, I've already disputed some of these. I've already sent PayPal information on some of these, and I've won some of them. Not all of them, but I've won some of them. And I've kept some of the money, which is good. But the problem with PayPal is always that it's a case-by-case basis, and a lot of the times it could literally depend on whoever it is who's reviewing the case, who you have zero contact with. You never have direct human contact with PayPal on anything like this. All you do is send info, someone reviews it somewhere in the world, who knows where, and then they just did make a determination, and that's it. It's over. Okay? So, like, no exaggeration right now, another $60+ has been charged back as of this morning. And that means, I actually looked at it this morning. I mean, we're talking probably about, in total, $500+ in the last few days has been charged back. Okay, now what happens there is that it goes on hold. And it just sits on hold until someone at PayPal reviews the information and makes a determination. So, this sucks. Because obviously, these are funds that, number one, need to go towards important things behind the scenes like my taxes, right? I've been telling you guys, I'm working with the government right now behind the scenes on a tax plan and everything. And I'm not really going to talk about that much. That's all in process. And honestly, you guys don't need to be involved in that stuff. I know some people every once in a while ask me because I used to talk about that shit all the time when it was a big problem. And now it seems like it's finally under control. At least it's under reasonable control where I don't need to be talking about it constantly. Okay? So that's a good thing. You guys don't need to hear about my personal financial bullshit going on like that. Okay? But that's things it needs to go to. You know what I mean? And now it's basically gone. It's what happens is they suspend those funds and they just go on hold for a while until someone makes a determination on the case. Now, obviously, my hope is that someone's going to look at all this information I've sent saying, look, it's the same fucking guy over and over. And they're going to say, okay, obviously this is fraud. And they're just going to grant me, the credit for all of that and I'll get it all back. But there's also a chance that they'll say, well, we have to work with the financial institution of this guy who's trying to commit the fraud to convince them that there's fraud. And if we can't convince them, then, you lose the money, which is bullshit. It is. What did I do wrong? Nothing. This guy's literally committing crimes every single day that he makes one of these false claims, and there's nothing I can do about it, okay? So it sucks. It's going on behind the scenes, and it's frustrating. I think, if anything, let this be a cautionary tale for those who seek to maybe think that doing something like this full-time is stress-free and all fun and games, or, it's so secure and safe. It's not. I would guarantee you that most people who stream full-time and have this kind of crowdfunding have the same kind of issue where you got people who are committing fraud and no one goes after them to stop the fraud. So, because of that, it looks like, oh my God, look at all this support the streamer's getting. And then on the back end, half that support is getting erased. That's terrible. All right? So all I can say, how can you help? I mean, let's be honest, you really can't. There's nothing you can do about this. You guys are the common viewer here who are just watching my stream and being supportive and being positive. There's nothing you could do. I'm just letting you know. I'm just, you know me. I like to share. And being that this is a situation where it's something that's shitty behind the scenes that otherwise other streamers may not talk about it because they don't want to have their personal shit be thrown out there. I like to share so you guys can learn from the shit that I go through. So it is what it is. So someone just said an interesting question in the stream chat. I think their name is Tricky Dicky. They said, well, can you block them from contributing? You can, but they can just make a new PayPal account. And that's the problem here, is you can block someone from contributing to a stream, and then they just go and within 5 seconds, they've made a new PayPal account, and then they start doing it again. You see? So it really, is it a little bit of a frustration for them, I'm sure, but there's really no real protections here for a streamer for this kind of behavior. Okay, the good news is this is not something that's completely destroyed me or anything like that. It's not the case. You guys have been so supportive. This is not, oh my God, you've crippled me. You know what I mean? It's not that situation at all. I don't want you to think that that's what I'm trying to say here. It's not. It's just frustrating because this is funds that could have this could have paid for one of the new consoles coming out, and those funds are now gone until some resolution comes. You know. So it is what it is. It sucks. It sucks. But that's life. The good news is I get to be here every day and hang out with you guys and have fun, positive streams. And the positives of doing this far, far, far outweigh the negatives and the annoyances on the back end. Okay? The only other thing going on in my life is, in regards to the back taxes, I'm basically working with the government right now to get all that back on a plan. And it's not easy because guess what? The IRS, which is the Internal Revenue Service here in the U.S., half of them still aren't back at work. Even though you might think they are, they're not. I've been working with my tax guy in the IRS, and I'm being told, oh, the department who would clear all your stuff up and work on this person is, they're on furlough or something. And it's like, so it's pretty, geez, thanks. Here's the thing with the U.S. government, which is hilarious. They hold you accountable for things like taxes. They want you to pay. Okay, I'd like to pay. Can we set up a payment plan? No, because the people who would do that aren't working right now. Wait, what? So you want my money, but I'm trying to pay you my money and you won't take it. Yeah, what they'll do, then they'll say, oh, you didn't pay, so we're going to hit you with fees and interest and stuff. It's like, what? But I want to pay. Like, I contacted you to tell you I'd like to pay, and you're telling me the people who set this stuff up for me aren't working. Okay, great. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Right? It's hilarious. So, it is what it is. I'm still working, and by the way, it's not a horror story. It's annoying again, but I'm working with them. I feel there will be a resolution to this soon. Whether it's I just start paying them my fucking self and say, just here's money, and when you finally get back to work, the money's there. You know what I mean? One way or another, this is going to get cleared up. There's no way I'm going to sit around and not pay, and then they're going to try to hit me later and be like, oh, you didn't pay. Like, yeah, fuck that. No way. Anyway, that's what I'm going through here. All right? Let's talk about some positive and fun stuff. Let's talk about game news. Okay, there's some good game news that happened in the last 24 hours that I'd like to talk about. First of all, did you guys hear about this new game being made of all things by a Chinese independent studio that I've never heard of before? The name of the game is Black Myth Wukong. And if Wukong sounds familiar, it's because it's in relation to Sun Wukong, who's a character in Chinese culture, lore, and mythology, a story called Journey to the West. Sun Wukong is the character called the Monkey King, off of which characters such as Goku in Dragon Ball is based on. Okay? Pretty interesting. So this game had a 10-minute reveal that hit the internet yesterday, and everyone's been watching it and talking about it. Pretty exciting. The game itself looks like a hybrid between more of a combat-oriented brawler and Dark Souls-esque Soulsborne game. It certainly looks like the game will not be easy, because you're going to be fighting a ridiculous amount of enemies at once, but also big-scale demon bosses and all kinds of stuff. But it's all in the lore of Journey to the West. And that's cool. First of all, Journey to the West, one of the biggest, properties over in Asia/China. There's entire movie series and pop culture things over there of Journey to the West that are like, it's $1 billion industry. Seriously, like just Journey to the West itself, people eat it up. They love this story. Okay, so it looks pretty interesting to me. It's a 10-minute reveal, and what it does, it shows this Monkey King style character, even though it's not, I don't believe it's the Monkey King. I believe it's a different Monkey character, because at one point I think they do show the real Monkey King, and it's not you. But you're apparently going to be controlling this character who fights with a staff, a bow staff, And you have all these different abilities. You have the ability to shapeshift into a bigger version of yourself that's like a big ape and fight multiple enemies if you're being mobbed. You have the ability to create clones of yourself and throw them at enemies. But also you have this really like a kung fu style combat system where you're fighting with this bow staff, and it's really cool animations and everything. There's also an ability to kill certain enemies and get their weapons. And when you get their weapons, when you equip them, you morph into that enemy. So not only are you going to have your own abilities, but you're going to have abilities of enemies that you absorb over the course of the game. And like I said, there'll be big scale bosses. There was one boss that seriously looked like a boss out of Dark Souls or Bloodborne, a giant werewolf looking boss. And then it showed, basically there was like a montage at the end of this 10-minute reveal where it shows that it really is the whole plot of Journey to the West, because at one point it shows you're going up into the sky, like into the sky, into heaven, into the gods, and you're fighting these creatures up in heaven on the clouds and stuff, which is crazy. So to me, I see this, all right, and I'm like, this looks good. This, number one, very, very smart, finally making a video game like this for Journey to the West, because like I said, this is a giant property that over in China has made so much money. They've made movies of Journey to the West that have been giant blockbuster movies, with the biggest grossing movies ever over there. All right. So to finally make a game like this, okay, is a very smart idea, in my opinion. It's kind of an untapped property. Yes, we have Dragon Ball and stuff, but this is like kind of directly tying into the lore. It's not a spin-off. It's like directly tying into the lore of Journey to the West. Now, the game itself looks great, but it almost kind of looks too great. Okay? And here's what I mean by that. Watching this, it almost looks to me like it's not... Maybe it's fabricated, and what I mean by that is it may all be pre-rendered. For example, there's a boss fight against this werewolf, and they made sure during the boss fight to show you that you could use your clones and you could transform into this enemy that you had stolen their staff earlier on in the reveal gameplay. And it almost looks like cutscene material. Okay? It does. And I'm wondering, maybe there is some real gameplay in there, but maybe this is like a really, really well-polished presentation to show the first reveal of their game, and maybe it's not. You know what I mean? Like, it seems too good to be true for a game we've heard zero about until yesterday. All of a sudden now this gameplay reveal is like too good to be... It looks too good, even though it does look like real gameplay. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe games are just looking so goddamn good these days that it fools you. You know what I mean? Like, it's so realistic. The graphics and the graphic fidelity has gotten so good. But I'm a little nervous that maybe this was them doing a bunch of, like, 10 minutes of pre-rendered footage, not live gameplay or anything. You know what I mean? And it's doctored, and maybe the final game won't be this good. Maybe not. I don't know. But it looks amazing to me. Like, I was blown away looking at this thing. Like, this is really good. I'm excited for this. And it's funny because then someone on Twitter goes, but I thought you said you don't like those Soulsborne clones. I was like, wait a minute, what? Did you watch the footage? This is not Soulsborne. Does it have an element of that? Because, yeah, enemies can kill you and stuff. Sure, but it's really cool. The abilities, the kung fu, the lore and everything. It's very different. It's definitely not a rip-off Soulsborne game. Okay? So, looks great. Now, here's the thing. There is zero info about how long into development this game is, when it's coming out. I mean, the estimation here is that it's going to be both consoles and PC, but no one knows. It's an indie Chinese studio no one even really knew about. And now everyone's blown away by this footage. So it could be really good, but it could also be disappointing. We don't know. So we'll find out. Hopefully there's more information about this, moving forward. More Teresa's looks more Nier-ish to me. Fast-paced action with lots of mobs, not Souls-like at all. I agree. Yeah, it doesn't... The reason I said Souls-like, it has that kind of graphical fidelity, and it definitely looks like you could take a lot of damage, but it's not apparent that you can die easily in this game. You see what I mean? Like, I don't know. Plus, there's a lot of platforming. I saw you were running and jumping over bridges and stuff, so there's way more platforming than a typical Soulsborne game. So we'll see. We shall see what happens. Okay, but it looks good. What game? This is Black Myth Wukong. Go check it out. The 10-minute gameplay reveals on the internet right now. I really liked it. I hope you enjoy it too. Okay? The other silly thing kind of that's going on right now in gaming is Fall Guys. Yes, that's right. The game that's free for PS Plus, sold a ton on Steam. The elimination style challenge game with cutesy little characters that is virally popular right now. People are going crazy playing it. Well, first of all, I should call out kudos to Fall Guys because they've got a social media account that's very, very active where they joke and they tease people and they say all kinds of interesting stuff to try to engage the community. There was some guy who was a streamer who I never heard of, and because he was struggling to win a game of Fall Guys for like a week and couldn't do it, they basically razzed him on the social media account, the Twitter account, for like a week, and then basically they made this guy super popular because everyone started tuning into his streams to see if he would finally win a match, and then finally he did the other day, and he had insane views and made insane money on his stream because of it. So that's kind of nice. A game that actually appreciates its viewing audience and actually wants to work with them and actually made this guy popular, which is pretty crazy. Okay, but anyway, they're doing this promotion apparently, where what they're gonna do is they're gonna find people who are incredibly good at the game and have really high like stats. Now, what the stats are, I'm not sure, but they basically said yesterday they were going to focus in on people who have great stats, and they were going to start giving them the outfits in the game early. So I guess every week the outfits reset on Saturday, and what they did is they said we have found the person who is statistically the best Fall Guys player, and we have given them the outfit early. If you're the person, tweet us here and let us know and give us a screen capture of this outfit, and so we can all like congratulate you whenever we have people come out check out if you want to stream or whatever. Well, this person never responded. It's been 24 hours, and apparently the person who's the best Fall Guys player has no idea that this exists because they keep tweeting about it. They're like, how did this guy not figure this out yet? All he had to do was open his outfits inventory. He would see a brand new outfit that he didn't buy, and he should know that this is him. But, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, first of all, I checked, and no, it wasn't me. How in the holy hell would it be me? I've only played Fall Guys like 4 or 5 times. I certainly don't win every match. There's no way statistically I'm the best Fall Guys player out there. That would have been a very, very egregious error if they sent me the outfit. But I checked anyway. No, it was not me. Okay? I had to check. But anyway, I think what's actually kind of interesting here is all of us are connected. And what I mean by that is we're very internet-oriented people, right? We're constantly on the internet. We're checking information on the internet. We're watching live streams. We're interacting with people over the internet. That's the kind of people we are. I think we have to realize that's not everybody, There's probably a very large group of people who play video games who are not connected like us. They're not reading the social media account of Fall Guys. All right? They're not following these trends on Twitter. They don't know this stuff even exists. So it's very likely there's a person out there who downloaded Fall Guys because it was free for PS Plus subscribers. They've been playing Fall Guys a lot, and they're really good at it, the best statistical player. And they don't follow Fall Guys on Twitter. They don't know. They don't follow trends on Twitter. They don't know that Fall Guys handed them this free outfit. And I would say that's probably a large chunk of people who get into this stuff. You know what I mean? Not everyone is connected like us and follow all these trends and to know that this stuff exists. So it's very likely this is a person who has no clue that they're the best player and never will. They'll just continue to play the game and enjoy it and have no idea that they got a free outfit, or they found the outfit and they think it was a glitch or something. They're like, I don't remember buying that, but all right, cool. It's kind of funny. So, and by the way, they're calling the Fall Guys media account is calling them the Fallen One. He says, "Who is the Fallen One? Why have they not contacted us? It's been over a day and we still have not been contacted by the Fallen One." I would definitely think. I would definitely think that what will happen is they're going to have to pick somebody else, or maybe every week they'll do this because it got a lot of mainstream coverage. Like I think GameSpot and other websites covered it and said, "Oh, they're doing this cool promotion for the game, and no one's found the Fallen One yet," and stuff like that. So, anyway, that's cool. Maybe one day I'll be the fallen one. Yeah, right. The only way that would happen is if I played it nonstop. As you guys seen, I've done pretty good when I play, but I'm not great. Like, I made a lot of boneheaded errors. I had a match where I won a round and I quit out of the match. So I'm not taking it that seriously. Because I'm so stupid. But I'll continue to play it and enjoy it. I'm looking forward to checking it out more tomorrow. And will I ever become the fallen one? I guess we'll see, guys. I've won more than most popular streamers. I don't know about that. I've only won like 5 games. I seriously doubt that. I would challenge that assertion. Okay. Excuse me. It's time for some shout-outs, guys. So, first of all, overnight, Golden Colts did a series of cheers. Thank you, Golden Colts, for these cheers. He says, I was wearing my DSP shirt and the police pulled me over and frisked me because they thought I was a gang member. It feels bad, dude. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you were part of the DSP gang and you've been unfairly treated by the police. In reality, we shouldn't joke about this because there's been so much problems this year with actual mistreatment of people by the police. Let's not even joke about it. All right. I know normally this would be something to be funny. It's not at this point, so we'll just move on. Golden Colts cheered again. He said, I'm feeling so much sadness now. The only thing that could cheer me up is a platinum vest. A platinum vest. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, today I will make all vests available for the wearing. Since it's been a couple days since we wore the platinum vest, I will make all vests available if we hit the tips goal today. Any vest is eligible for me to wear. Obviously, I would prefer if it's not the same vest every day, but I guess we'll see what happens today. Okay? And then Golden Colts did a couple more cheers. So thank you, Golden Colts. Now we move on to people who contributed during the actual live stream today. And the first contribution here was Lord Lambdingo, who subscribed to the channel for 16 months. Thank you, Lambdingo, for an ongoing subscription and ongoing support. I appreciate that very much. Joe Biden, the real Joe Biden, tipped me $5, said, I need you, Philip. Well, first of all, the only person who calls me Philip is my mother. But, anyway, Joe, what's going on, Joe? I heard you had an eventful day yesterday, Joe. Well, I don't talk politics, and I'm not here to endorse any candidate for the presidency, all right? I'm not. I'm definitely not going to do that. I'm not going to say Joe Biden for president 2020 or anything like that on my stream. That would be too politically diversive, and it would actually make people very upset. Because, you know, people listen to my opinions and what I say on my stream as the gospel truth on how things are. We all know this. Everyone takes everything I say completely seriously. And therefore, if I were to say Joe Biden for president 2020, people would actually think I'm endorsing this guy. And they would go out there and they would, you know, start saying, you know, Phil said Joe Biden for president 2020. And then that would be the end of it. Some people would say that's the kiss of death for the candidate. Some people would go as far to say that anything that I endorse would immediately be burned to the ground. So, I would definitely never do that. But anyway, Joe, I do wish you the best of luck. Let's put it that way. And thank you for a $5 tip, Joe. I appreciate that. Okay. Angelo Bestia cheered 95 bits. That is the biggest cheer of the day so far. He says, for the next DSP tries it, do a super hot chip challenge all over YouTube without drinking anything for the first 5 minutes. No. But I did get a good suggestion yesterday that maybe, not this DSP tries it, it's too late for this one. But if there's no good fast food item for the next DSP tries it that I do, that maybe I could do an actual chip challenge that Lay's every year has these flavors that they come out with that win a contest. And what I could maybe do is get like 2 or 3 of these flavors, and I could actually compare them against each other in a live taste test for the DSP tries it. And that way, see, the reason I like that idea is because the whole premise of DSP tries it is that I'm trying something that you guys can also get and try for yourselves. So, for example, tomorrow when I do a DSP tries it, if I'm trying a fast food item and it looks good to you, you can then go try it yourself. That's one of the big incentives of DSP tries it. So, obviously, Lay's potato chips are available everywhere. And if I should do a taste test challenge, I tell you, oh man, this one's really good. Oh, this one sucks. You can then go try it for yourself, you see? So I like that idea. Okay? Maybe we'll do that next time around if we hit another one, by the way, because it is I think it's a pretty big, lofty assumption that we're going to hit a 300 vest streak. We may not even hit the 250. Today might be the end. Okay? Every day I think, man, this could be the end of the vest streak. And it very well could be the end of the vest streak today. All right? But we'll see what happens. And if we hit the 300, maybe that's what I'll do for the next DSP Trizing. Okay? All right. Crabcock has resubscribed for 8 months. How's it going, Crabcock? He says, I haven't been around much lately. I'm going to need a list of everything you have for dinner the past week. Oh, man. I had rutabaga stew, artichoke dip, tofu, and the best thing I had was a giant foot-long bean sprout hoagie. It was very delicious. And boy, did it clean out my colon, let me tell you. Thank you for the resub. Crabcock, it's good to see you. Angela Bestra just gifted a sub to Underwear Time. Congratulations, Underwear Time. And thank you, Angelo Bestia, for supporting the channel. Snorlax Sherry said, with all these talks of voting by mail and the problems that could arise, do you think you would be willing to run a poll on the forums to help decide our next president? You've been able to catch IP fraud and fake accounts before, so with this positive track record, I believe the American people will feel 100% confident in the total outcome was decided by you. No. Thank you for the cheer. Guitar Player 1939, tip me $5, says, everyone please vote for the red vest. Well, there you go. Guitar Player today is campaigning for the red vest on stream. He feels that the red vest is the best vest. And that if you invest in my streams, you should vote for the best, which would be the red vest. Thank you, Guitar Player, for the support, and thank you for letting us know the best vest. Okay, then. Excuse me. Karu King did a 95-bit cheer. Says, have you played Up Dog? No, I don't know what the hell that is. But thank you for the cheer. Ultimate Cloud 7 gifted a subscription to Clown Mode. Congratulations, Clown Mode. And thank you, Ultima Cloud, for the support. Django Pops is here today. They just resubscribed for 2 months in a row, 5 overall months. Cumulative months, I guess I should say. And he says, Phil, and sup Phil in chat, hope everyone's doing well. I resubbed like 2 days ago. It's weird Twitch is giving me this now. But yes, 5 months. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes you'll subscribe, it'll immediately show up. Sometimes it takes days. I don't know what the reasoning is at all. But thank you for the resub. Appreciate that. Deadpool 8754 just did a 400-bit cheer to become the biggest cheerer. He said, hello again. Last night was a good stream, and I'm looking forward to Nier Automata. Me too. I'm looking forward to answers. We need answers. Because the last couple of streams of this game, we've been doing side content that I basically skipped out on when I originally played the game back in the day, 3.5 years ago. And man, has it flipped the plot on its head. What we believe now is that we're being lied to by command, that everything they've told us is a lie. We don't actually know if there are humans on the moon. We don't actually know why there are Yorha androids that are going rogue. And we don't know why we're being ordered to murder them. There's some pretty dark conspiracy stuff going on behind the scenes, and we need answers. So hopefully we'll get some today. Also, I get the feeling there's definitely something going on with this Adam and Eve characters that isn't very clear. So hopefully we'll get some answers. Okay? Thank you for the cheer, Deadpool. I appreciate that. Liza for Soul cheer and said Yeezy 2020. I don't know if he's actually still going to be voting. I don't know if he's still going to be running. I guess we'll see what happens. He did register to run in like one state or something crazy, and then he had like a mental breakdown or something. Who knows? Then he cheered again. He said Kanye West his first order as president to make fish sticks illegal. Sounds good. Nice South Park joke. Then he cheered again. He said Ben Affleck's Batman for president 2020. Then he cheered again. He said, can I come over to your house so we can catch Batman vs. Superman and provide commentary to why the best movie ever? No. And then Karu King cheered again. He says, you don't know what's up, dog? No, what's up, dog? What's up, dog? You're the man now, dog. Anyway. Okay. Let us do some shout-outs to the top cheerers so far this week, shall we? Thank you to those who have cheered. I appreciate your contributions. We have a triple tie for 8th place between Eternal Napalm, Sweaty Man JPEG, and Monty. Thank you, guys. In 7th place this week is Shadow the Hedgehog, which is shocking because usually Shadow the Hedgehog is in 1st, and he's in 7th. So, damn. In 6th place, Ninstar Rune. 5th place is Mature Adult. 4th place, it's actually a tie for 3rd between Sambuca 2020 and RPG Fan. Second place this week, Only Iced Coffee. And in first place, The Paradox, who dropped a very large cheer yesterday, and I'm appreciative of that. Thank you, Paradox. We also have people who've gifted subscriptions to the channel this week, who also deserve some praise. All right? So thank you to the following people who've gifted subscriptions. We've got Angelo Bestia, Lunaba, Jose Martinez, Honest Fan, and Selpris, who each gifted a single subscription to the channel so far this week. Then we've got Guitar Player 1939, who gifted 2 subscriptions to the channel so far this week. We've got Ultima Cloud, who gifted 3 subscriptions to the channel this week. And we've got Only Iced Coffee, who gifted 15 subscriptions to the channel this week. Thank you very much, everybody, for the support. It's very appreciated. Now, Karu King cheered again. He said, not much. You the man now, dog. All right, I don't know why we're doing this. Liza Soul cheered, and he said, SmackDown in the Thunderdome tonight. SmackDown in the Thunderdome. What are the chances this thing will work? That's the question. What are the actual chances this thing is actually going to work and there's not going to be any problems? A whole arena filled with LCD screens or LED screens linked on the internet to people who are trying to be watching live. I don't know about this. I predict half the screens will be dead and half the screens will be people naked. Imagine that. You're in the middle of a nice match. Someone just whips out their cock. That's probably what's going to happen during the Thunderdome. All right, maybe not, but obviously it's a crazy experiment to see how this is going to work. And obviously WWE probably invested a ton of money in it. And I'm curious of how it works out. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. More than likely, it'll be exactly what happens like always. I'll just watch. I'll see on social media if anything interesting happened during it. And I probably won't watch the show. Liza Soul cheered again. 260 bits said the seating looked like board game Clue. The board game Clue. I saw like 2 pictures of it on Twitter. And it certainly looks interesting. But at the same time, like... So there's a big difference between a live in-person audience and these bright-ass LED screens. These screens are, like, super fucking bright. And, it's just so silly. Like, I see them as they're going to be a distraction. I almost feel like these screens are going to be a distraction because they're so bright. Okay? I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. All right? We shall see what happens. Dingle McChess says the NBA has been doing this and it looks good. All right. Well, I guess we'll see. Okay. Oh, okay. So Liza so clarified. He said, I didn't mean to say the game Clue. I meant to say the game Guess Who. Well, I don't know what the game... Oh, yeah, Guess Who. That was the one with the pop-up faces, right? Yeah, where you had to guess. They would basically, you get clues on a certain person in the game. And you'd have to try to eliminate people from the game by, it would be like a bunch of faces on squares. You flip the squares down if that were they were eliminated. Like, this person has a mustache. Oh, shit. Well, that eliminates like half the people on the board. You flip their faces off or whatever. Yeah, I remember that game. I never played it, though. I've seen it, but I never played it. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this pans out. I don't know, man. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but I guess we'll find out. All right. So, anything else, guys? Anything else? Anyone have anything else to talk about? Or are we gonna, get ready for Nier Automata here? I'm just curious if anyone else has any other questions or anything to talk about before we get started. It's a decent length pre-stream so far, like 40 minutes or so. So obviously, we could just advance right into the gameplay, or what do you guys think? What do you guys think? How's COVID in my area? I haven't really been tracking the hard numbers or anything, but to my knowledge, we've plateaued. And what that means is we're not going up, and we're not going sharply down, but it is going down slowly, okay, which is good. Now, some places in Washington are not in that situation, which is not good, obviously, but apparently We here in this area, it's called the King County area, which is basically the area around Seattle. We're doing pretty good, which is shocking me because I really thought with all the crazy amount of protesting that happened in the last 2 months that we'd see like a spike. I don't know, but apparently we haven't. Apparently it's kind of under control here. So, that's good. Kiru King now cheers said, "Do you have a butt for?" I do not have a butt for. Sorry. What do you have a butt for? All right, guys. I think we will, let's end the pre-stream. I'll take a very brief break just to go use the restroom. And I'll come back here. Ooh, stretch. We'll come back and we'll jump into Nier Automata, the B-side run. Okay? By the way, I haven't mentioned this in a while. I feel like I should mention it. As you guys know, I had false DMCA claims against me last month. We're not out of the woods. At any point, anyone could just do these things against me, all right? So, FYI, the course of action is thus. If ever my stream gets shut down for a false DMCA claim, what we'll do is I will go on Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do, but likely what it'll be is I'm going to go live over on YouTube. We'll have a hangout session. We'll talk about the future. The good news is I haven't had one in a while. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. I don't want us to all here feel safe because it could just happen again. And I don't want people to be confused about what's going to happen if this happens. Okay, so if this happens, I'm going to do a stream on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. It'll probably just be a hangout session. And I'll immediately dispute the claim that comes in. Hopefully I'll get it cleared up. The last 2 times this happened, I was able to get it cleared up within 1 hour of receiving the false claim. And then hopefully we can get back to business here. Okay? But I'm just throwing this out there because I know now it's been, 2-3 weeks since the last false claim. Actually, no, it's been about a month. The last false claim, the last false claim was against when I was playing Destroy All Humans, and that was about 3 weeks ago. But I don't want us to all feel safe here. Oh, that's never going to happen again. No, it could. So there is a course of action. Go to Twitter. We'll talk on Twitter. I'll let you know what's going on, and likely it'll be a YouTube stream, and I'll dispute the claim and then just kind of hang out until hopefully it gets reverted, and then we come back here and we stream again. Okay? Sounds good? Okay. Let's take a break. I'll be right back in a few minutes with Nier Automata. See you in a few.